Hello and welcome back to that channel that you forgot you subscribed to, or you probably thought, oh, that idiot isn't coming back. Might as well just not bother. Right, to recap for those of you who have not seen this channel before, there are 4 videos up. They're not very good, pretty awful in fact. Basically, I own this 1969 VW Beetle, or what's left of it. It's probably the rustiest one that anybody's going to attempt to restore. Just round the corner, I've got a 1994 Astra. That was again a family car. This was my daily driver at one point, so was that one. Saved them both, wanted to do them up, blah blah blah. Then a combination of the weather and my manager intervened. Ran out of time last year, couldn't get back down here. The Astra I went down a few times, filmed a couple of videos, nobody watched them, filmed another one, and it fought me all the way. Everything I try and do on that car, it doesn't want to know. So, with a few quid lying around, and then the sun came out, I did a thing. Let's show you what I did. So, with it very much in mind that I've got a lot of work that needs doing to this car, and I mean I'm talking about, I originally thought, do you know what, get the bottom 6 inches done, drive it like this. It looks a mess. It looks like, well, the sort of car that if a woman's walking down the street with her young kids and they go up to touch it, pull her back because they might get tetanus. But I'll be honest with you, this is going to be a very, very, very long-term project. This is something that you are going to see on the channel, along with the Astra. I might actually combine Astra and Beetle videos all in one go. But, oh yeah, I told you I did something, didn't I? This is my 1969 Beetle, and here is the new acquisition. This is a 1971 1300 Beetle that I picked up 2 weeks ago now. This is the first chance I've had to come down and actually do anything with it. It was bought by a lovely young couple up in Lincolnshire. Nice people, and they spent a fortune on it, but I really don't think they knew exactly what they got or how to look after it. And this is not having a go at them. They were lovely, but they're a typical young couple with a couple of kids. Hadn't got any time for it. Put it up on Facebook Marketplace. I showed up and, well, yeah. And it was the colour really that attracted it to me. Bought it because I've got a cup at work that's got orange beetles on it, and as I said to my colleague Dave, I could have bought another colour, but, well, I would have had to buy a new cup. There are many, many, many things wrong with this car. To me, that suspension's a defect. I do not like them that low. I was thinking once I've got it all sorted out, we'll go on a road trip to where it came from, but I'm in a town. I'm about 20 miles from Peterborough, and well TER was Peterborough registration, so that wouldn't be much of a road trip, would it? You'll also be aware that I also own a 2008 Vectra. That's my daily driver. Yeah, the Vectra's at work at the garage mechanics place because the thermostat decided it had been a thermostat too long, and I had to have it trailered back from Birmingham last week. So that's there waiting to be done. So this has now become my default daily driver. Little things I've had to do to it since I've had it. Basic thing. Again, nothing against the people who bought it, but who I bought it from rather. But the sump was nearly bone dry. And if I take you round here, and I've got it in the car somewhere. This is a windscreen wiper blade. This is the windscreen wiper blade along with the other side that I fitted to the car after I'd had it a few days. Now you see, look at that lovely soft rubber. Let's have a look inside, shall we? This is the windscreen wiper blade that I took off. There is absolutely no blade left. It is pretty much down to the metal. I have no idea how long it had been like that. Also, lighting wise, the near side indicator didn't work. I bought a new unit. Somebody previous to me has completely mullered the bolts as they do. So I can't get that off, but I did manage to get a new bulb in and get that working. Also, the offside tail light wasn't working. So that was another new bulb, double filament to get the brake light working and everything. So now everything's working. She's pretty much legal. But I always swore I wouldn't buy a Beetle with a lowered and narrowed beam. And look how low that is. I also swore I'd never buy one with the rear end lowered. And if we look along here, that's got to be 2 splines, and it's not staying like that. I'm going to be raising this car, lifting it up. Obviously I'm not going to be changing the suspension beam on the front, because that's just too much work. I also pretty much hate the Nerf bars, always hated Nerf bars. I like proper bumpers, particularly nowadays. I need to raise the suspension, put a proper bumper on it. If some pillock in an SUV doesn't see me, hits me up the back end, I kind of like to save the engine. Yeah. What I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of borrowing the bumpers off the 69, because the 69 is going to be a very, very long-term project. I want that car to come out of there basically in factory condition eventually. So I might borrow those bumpers because they're getting replaced anyway. I'll be putting new ones on anyway, or keep it until I sell this one, because this is not a long-term car. This is a car to enjoy the summer, get it out of my system, and then knuckle down next year, year after, on the 69 and on the Astra as well, actually, to be honest. But I can keep this. I can not lose any money on it. I mean, there are a few bits and pieces that are a bit frilly around the edges, like the edges of the wings and stuff like that, but it's an old Beetle. But I say I hate the suspension, hate the Nerf bars. Also, I don't normally buy cars built after 1970, because what we have here, we have the vents, and behind there is the death foam, where VW thought they might quieten the car down by injecting a load of foam in there to try and keep it a bit quieter and a bit more insulation. Didn't work. They're still noisy. Little modifications such as the vent being cable tied on. Yeah, there's a fair few cable ties. But if I hate this car so much, why did I buy it? Well, I don't hate the car. That's the thing. It's the basis for a good car. This, however, you probably won't be able to appreciate it because they use the old ancillaries, but this is a brand new 1600cc engine. And it's got an alternator conversion. And I forgot to mention the front's got a disc brake conversion on it. So it's had a lot of money thrown at it. So, yeah, it's got the basis for being a good car. But it's when you drive it at the moment that everything kind of starts unraveling. I'll take you out for a drive in a bit and show you. And yeah, I mean, there's going to be people screaming at the screen now, saying, "Oh, don't raise it, oh, you looks ace, man." No. This car was manufactured in October 1971. Me and my spine were manufactured in February 1971. And I'm really sorry, but at my age, the routes I have to take to work and the speed bumps around here and the potholes, I'm sorry. If I keep it like this, I'm probably going to be in a nursing home in the next 12 months. It's a young man's setting. It's not for me. I mean, one of the mechanics at work who's currently fixing my Vectra, oh, I'd keep it like that. Yeah, you probably would, because you're at least 25 years younger than me. You're still young and fit. You can actually manage it. And a lot of people don't seem to realise Ferdinand Porsche did a pretty damn good job of designing the suspension on these things. I've never had a one that handles badly, a standard height one. I've never felt unsafe. This thing, because it's narrowed and it's lowered so much, it's got these tiny 145 tyres from a smart car stretched over it. I tell you what, it is like, do you remember when you were a kid? Well, not a kid, but when you were younger, and you went out drinking with your mates and you found an abandoned supermarket trolley and you thought it was a fantastic idea to jump in it while your mates pushed you down the high street, and you ended up falling out and ended up in a pile of bin bags. Or was that just me? Could have been. Well, that's what it feels like driving it. It's a challenge. It keeps you on your toes. All you're doing is looking out for potholes and speed bumps and the kind of breaks in the road that, I mean, even if somebody was to throw a matchstick or use teabag in the road, that's a challenge. So it's got an adjustable beam. I'm going to lift it. I've got new spring plate bushes to attempt to do the back as well. That I'll be doing today and tomorrow. That'll come in a separate video. But let's have a look at the interior. Inside, you've got a pretty much standard Beetle dashboard. I mean, you've got the clock in front there, the correct steering wheel from the 70s. Obviously, we're looking down here. There's a bit of surface rust on the heater channel, but honestly, all it is surface rust. The doors haven't dropped. There's no hinges. You can see a bit of blue paint in there. Apparently, the car used to be blue. I don't know about that. It looks like some of that blue paint is on top of orange, but I don't know. I'll have a look. Carpets are all over the place. Obviously, it's not a very good set of carpets. You can see it looks like the sort of stuff we have in the coaches, on the platforms of the coaches that's just been cut. It's come away there, but I mean, it's a bit of adhesive, soft contact adhesive. Do that sort out. Back seat is in really good condition, as most of them are, because nobody sits there. Door cards and other sort of stuff could do with some work. They need replacing, they need things doing. Not too keen on these winder handles. They're not really a good fit. They do skip when you're trying to wind the windows up, so it's, yeah, they need to go. Passenger seat, I need to do some repairs to that, and by repairs I mean lots and lots of black duct tape and some cheap seat covers from Halfords. That's all I'm going to do with that. I'm not spending hundreds of pounds on the TMI interior for it. Being a 1300, of course, we've got the full headliner, and the headliner is in great nick apart from that hole there. I'll just take that back up again. It happens. Oh, car. These things happen. I've got static seat belts in it. These static seat belts. I'm inclined to get rid of those and get inertia wheel belts in the front. Obviously not going to bother with the rear, because I don't like taking passengers in the front, so never mind taking them in the rear. So I'll close everything up and I'll see if I can get the phone to mount to the window. We'll go for a little ride round and I'll try and explain to you why this thing is not going to stay this low for very long. So what's it like to drive then? Well, these kind of speeds, it's alright actually. I'm about to turn onto a road that's nice and flat, and I'm going to keep it to those flat roads if I'm perfectly honest for this little drive round. I'm staying in town, I'm not going to go too far. It handles okay at these kind of speeds, but I don't drive around town. The last time I drove a Beetle as a daily driver, I lived in Wolverhampton. I very rarely left Wolverhampton. Due to work and stuff like that, all my friends were there. I just used town roads. I was doing 30, 40 mile an hour everywhere at the most, occasionally 50 down the Birmingham New Road. It wasn't an issue. Here, I'm now in the countryside, and I'll be honest with you, it's becoming a bit of a pain in the rectum, and not the car. That's the thing, it's not the actual car. The engine has got plenty of power in it. You can probably hear it humming away there. It's the suspension. It's too low. I'm having to go down country road for work because some guy decided, or some idiot decided, that it would be a great idea to put a lane closure on the A14 for about 4 months. It would take me an hour to get to work, so I'm having to go down back roads, and I'm having to choose my back road. There's one particular road in the next town down where I really have to think, because there are so many potholes. If I just go straight down it and don't look, I'm going to end up ripping the front suspension off. It's, well, you know, if you live in Britain, what the state of our roads are like. On level town roads, it's fine. But I do have concerns with tyre wear, rear hub wear, all the kind of things that when you take the steering geometry, particularly on the back, that a rear end that you're putting all the power through, and you've got half the tyre touching the road. Yeah. I understand the concept of parked up, it looks cool, but the realities of driving it every day, and at the moment, like I said, it is my default daily driver. The realities, it's too much, and to be perfectly honest, I can't put the other half in it. You know, we can't go out and enjoy it because it's difficult to try and drive it and not. There you go, another one I've just had to avoid. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the backside. Well, I'll go out of town and put my foot down a little bit. I'll go along the bypass at the top. But that was the other surprise. I was told it was a 1300, bought the car, and the village they live in, I came out of that village onto a main road with a national speed limit. I put my foot down and she took off. It's a 1600 and it has got quite a bit of go in it. But the problem is, I'm not sure how fast I'm going because of those stupid smart car tyres on the front that have got to be on there because it won't clear the arches. You know the story. It's changed the rolling circumference of the front wheels. And if you know anything about wheels, you'll know that's where the speedo cable is. Well, it's where it's housed anyway in the front hub. This is only a 40 mile an hour road, so I'm not going to push it too hard. But yeah, it's got some grunt. It's got some grunt low down. But when you remember, it's a 1600 mated to a 1300 gearbox. Yeah, it pulls away well. Top end, not so much. Screams its nuts off a little bit. That's why I'm keen to actually eventually try and get proper sized tyres on the front so I can get the rolling circumference back to what it should be so I can actually see what this speedo is doing. Because at the moment, it's telling me I'm doing 46 miles an hour. I know from having the phone set up, I'm doing 39. That much of a difference, yeah, great, it's under reading. So it's reading in the right direction so that I'm not going to be getting done for speeding, not knowing I'm speeding. But I like guesswork with speed. I like to know exactly what I'm doing. Coming to the roundabout. And that's the effects of the disc brakes coming in. They are amazing. I've never driven a Beetle with disc brakes on the front before, and I've got to say, fantastic. So, if there are so many things I hate about this car, or you're thinking I hate the car, why buy it? Well, that's the point. I don't hate the car. I love it. It's done something that I thought would never happen. I feel young again. I'm 54 years of age, and yeah, I grew up with cars like this in the early 90s, going to all the bug jams and that kind of stuff, and I got a lot of good friends out of it. One I still keep in contact with today. Hi, Steve. You're jealous, aren't you, mate? Nah, never mind. Anyway, I'm going back down this road again. Same road again, just do a couple of circuits of the town. But yeah, I dated one of these during the great time of my life. I met my other half where, you know, I always say that with that Beetle and that lady, I'm very, very lucky man. I've had two great loves of my life and I've still got them both. And not many people can say that. But this, I'm sitting here, the sun's out, I see the orange paintwork, I can hear that air-cooled engine humming away behind me. The smell, if you've never smelt the interior of a Beetle before, if you have smelt the interior of a Beetle many years ago, honestly, that smell goes into your nostrils and you're taken back. I'm taken back over 30 years. I'm taken back to the time we went to, I think it was the No Worries Big Bang at Avon Park Raceway. And one of the lads fell asleep, so we did daft things like put toilet paper around his socks and set his feet on fire. Doesn't sound pleasant, but you know, we had some good times. But yeah, it takes me back, and that's what a classic car should do. Particularly if it's a type of classic car you've owned before, like this is. Yeah. And yeah, I don't hate this car at all. It's a very solid 71 Beetle. And I have to tell you as well, I'm not telling you in numbers, but I've got the receipt in the house for the engine. Paid less for the entire car with the disc brake conversion, blah, 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 and all that, than the previous owners paid for the engine. But yeah, it's worth more than money. There are times when you just have to think it's only money. And I know that's easy for me to say at my age, having obviously got through the bad times. If you're going through the bad time, I really, really feel for you. You'll get through it. I got through it. Didn't think I ever would. But yeah, it takes you back. I needed this. You know, I work hard. Most of the time during the winter, I forget what my house looks like in the daylight. I needed this. Not the most responsible thing to do with your money, but I've got a colleague, and if you're watching this, hi Nigel, who had a health scare last year, and I'm not going to go into it because that's personal to him, but as he said to me recently, while he's trying to restore his 1985 Vespa, he's thinking of starting a channel. I'm actually hoping to do stuff with him if he does that. Life's too short. Be gone tomorrow. See this? It's what it does to you. It's better than any tonic. I'm just going to have one last pass down the bypass, then I'm going to go home and set about doing that suspension. And I'll probably film that as well, because if you're out there and you've got a suspension that you want to lower, or you're in the same situation as me, you've bought a lowered car and you want to bring it back up again. Funnily enough, there aren't many videos about it. Well, there are no videos about that. I'll show you how to lower it, not how to bring it back up again. No British videos either. They're all American. Well, respect to the Americans, particularly people like, you know, you got your famous ones like Mike F. And that guy CT in Florida, who's actually got two very rusty Beetles that he's restoring. Nowhere near as rusty as my 69. Mine's worse. Sounds like the badge of honour, isn't it? It really isn't. So, I'm going to go home. I'm going to have a bit of lunch, have a cup of tea. Then I'm going to get the tools out. And I'm going to crack on with trying to sort out this lowering. Well, as a matter of fact, I can't crack on just yet because the car is so low. I can't get my jack underneath it. I've got some wooden blocks. That hasn't worked. I've got some 3-ton rated caravan ramps coming this afternoon. It's Friday today. It's Saturday tomorrow. Weather's going to be good. Sunday, it's supposed to break down and get nasty in the afternoon. It's going to rain. So I'll crack on early doors, get that done. All fall flat on my face. Suspension's not something I've ever messed with. I've never needed to. I only ever drove standard cars, never owned a lowered car, never wanted to own a lowered car. But the ones on Facebook Marketplace, this was the best bargain. Ow. Sorry. Oh dear. It's a box of matches in the road. And the other thing is, it's not a fast car. I get overtaken a lot on the way to work because I'm on a long, wide B road. And I get overtaken by, well, I've even been overtaken by a Mick George skip lorry on a bend. Sort it out, Mick George. Seriously? Oh dear. That was a used tea bag. But yeah, I've been overtaken a lot. And I'm seeing being overtaken by people in these bland, normally electric or hybrid, great big SUV things in either black or grey. When they get in their cars, they're not like me, they're not smiling. They're not taken back. No nostalgia. It's just an appliance. I'm not going in an appliance. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one when I attempt to make this a little bit more old man spine friendly. Until then, see you all. Have a great day. Bye bye.